Devastating update. Thomas Markle, 81, has had his leg amputated, is battling blood clots, and doctors are worried. But instead of compassion, Meghan Markle releases a cold, calculated statement, timed to steal headlines from Princess Catherine's Christmas carols. This is brutal. Stay with us. Good evening, and welcome to Royal Daily Report, where we uncover the real story behind the palace walls and beyond. Tonight, we examine Meghan Markle's statement about her dying father, not tabloid gossip, but documented truth from her own words. If you're new here or want every raw royal update, hit subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and join us. Channel name on screen, Royal Daily Report. Let's dive in. Hold your breath, because what you're about to hear isn't tabloid gossip. It isn't social media speculation. This is a statement released by the Duchess of Sussex herself at a moment when silence would have been mercy, and at a moment when her father lay fighting for his life in an ICU halfway around the world. And instead of compassion, instead of reconciliation, Meghan Markle delivered what may be the coldest, most calculated move of her career. Thomas Markle, 81 years old, lying in intensive care in the Philippines, his leg amputated, his body ravaged by blood clots. Doctors concerned, family terrified, and thousands of miles away in Montecito, California. His daughter releases a statement, not a phone call, not a visit. A statement, carefully worded, strategically timed. Released on the exact same day Princess Catherine hosted her Christmas carols at Westminster Abbey. Not a chance. Before we continue, if you're finding this information valuable, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Share this video with anyone who needs to know the truth, and subscribe to Royal Daily Report. We're building a community that refuses to accept the mainstream narrative. Join us. For years, Thomas Markle has done something unforgivable in Meghan's eyes. He told the truth. He spoke to the press. He asked simple questions. Will my daughter come to my funeral? A heartbreaking plea from an aging father who once FedExed soup across international borders because his daughter loved it. A man who raised her alone. A man who gave her everything. But in Meghan's world, speaking out is the ultimate sin. Not lying about the royal family. Not staging paparazzi photos for Netflix deals. Not isolating children from their grandfather. No, the sin is exposing her narrative. And for that, Thomas Markle was buried alive long before his leg was amputated. The headlines screamed, Duchess of Sussex reaches out to her father. The mainstream media celebrated, finally, compassion. Finally, humanity. Finally, the prodigal daughter returns. But read the words carefully. Read what they don't say. The Duchess of Sussex has reached out to her father. Reached out, not called, not spoke to, not reconciled with, reached out. Sources close to Meghan claimed she had her staff investigate whether Thomas was actually in hospital. Staff, not her. Staff checking if her dying father's amputation was real or a ruse. Let that sink in. A woman who built an empire on authenticity, on breaking royal protocol, on being her true self. Couldn't pick up a phone, couldn't send a text, couldn't board a plane. Instead, she had assistants verify whether her 81-year-old father's medical emergency was legitimate, enough to warrant her attention. And when the press tried to get more information, no further comment, because there was nothing further to say. She hadn't reached out, she'd done the bare minimum to control the narrative, while her father's life hung in the balance. But Meghan didn't stop at silence. She went further. The statement released wasn't just about reaching out, it was about blame. It was about making sure the world knew that whatever happened to Thomas Markle, it was his own fault. The carefully worded message made it clear. Thomas should have listened to Meghan's pleas. He should have stopped talking to the press. He should have stopped making money from her fame. Never mind that Meghan built her entire brand on being the Duchess of Sussex. Never mind the Netflix deals, the Spotify contracts, the lifestyle brand selling $20 jam jars with a royal-adjacent name. No, the problem was Thomas, the dying man in the ICU, the man who once had 2 heart attacks the night before her wedding and still got ACCUSE of staging a paparazzi scandal for money. The man who raised her alone while her mother was absent for years. That man was the problem. The statement came with a kicker. Meghan has been trying to reach out since 2018. A lie so bold, even Oprah couldn't sell it, because we all watched that interview. We all heard Meghan say she lost her father. We all heard Harry claim Thomas chose the tabloids over his daughter. Now, suddenly, she's been trying for 6 years. Which version is true, Meghan? We're going deeper into this story, but first I need your help. Royal Daily Report only grows because of viewers like you. If you believe in honest royal reporting, subscribe now. Turn on that notification bell because the stories we're breaking you won't find anywhere else. Here's what makes this move particularly brutal. The statement dropped on December 6th, the exact same day Princess Catherine hosted her annual Christmas Carol service, a beautiful, emotional event celebrating community, family, and togetherness. Catherine glowing, her children radiant. The British public moved, and Meghan couldn't let that stand. So she released a statement about her dying father, not to reconcile, not to apologize, but to steal headlines, to remind the world that she exists, to frame herself once again as the victim. Because even as her father fights for his life, it's still about her. The worrying state of Thomas's health is no doubt bringing back painful memories for Meghan, who faces the impossible feat of navigating a deeply complicated relationship with her father on the world stage. Read that again. Her father lost his leg. Her father is in intensive care. And the story is about Meghan's painful memories, about how hard this is for her, about how complicated her life is, not about Thomas. About Meghan, Thomas Markle will die without seeing his daughter again. That much is clear. Meghan has made her choice. She made it years ago when she cut him off after the wedding. She made it again when she told Oprah she had no father. And she's making it now, releasing statements through publicists instead of boarding a plane to the Philippines. And the mainstream media, they're complicit. Royal experts like Royanica have the narrative. Sources close to Meghan say she's tried to reach out since 2018. A lie repeated so often, it becomes truth. GB News, Talk TV, even The Mirror framed this as Meghan finally doing the right thing. But Thomas Markle Jr., Meghan's estranged half-brother, sees through it. He's begged her publicly to show compassion. He's called her controlling. He's warned that she will discard Harry the moment his titles are stripped. And he's right, because Meghan doesn't do compassion. She does branding. Without the royal connection, what is she? Without the Duchess title, who hires Rachel, Meghan Markle? Nobody. And she knows it, which is why she clings to Duchess of Sussex on every contract, every press release, every jar of overpriced jam. Her father understands this now. In his final interviews, he said it plainly. I wish her no ill will. My door is always open. I love all my children, a father's unconditional love. A love Meghan will never return. This isn't just about one statement. This is about a pattern. A woman who ghosts her entire family, then plays victim when they speak out. A woman who demands privacy while selling her life story to Netflix. A woman who preaches compassion while her father dies alone in a foreign country. Even psychopaths are smarter than this. Even the coldest manipulators know when to stay silent. But Meghan couldn't help herself. She had to release that statement. She had to control the narrative one more time. She had to make sure the world knew Thomas Markle is the villain. Meghan Markle is the victim. But here's the truth. The statement reveals Meghan Markle has already buried her father. She grieved him years ago, if she's even capable of grief. And now, as he lies in intensive care, missing a leg, fighting for his life, she's not thinking about reconciliation. She's thinking about headlines, about timing, about making sure Princess Catherine doesn't steal her spotlight. That's who Meghan Markle is. Not a duchess, not a humanitarian, a brand manager. And when the brand requires sacrificing your dying father on the altar of public relations, so be it. Thomas Markle once asked a heartbreaking question. Will my daughter come to my funeral? The answer is no. She won't, because attending would require humility. It would require admitting she was wrong. It would require putting someone else first. And Meghan Markle doesn't do any of those things. So Thomas will die in the Philippines alone, estranged, wondering what he did wrong, wondering why the daughter he raised, the daughter he spoiled, the daughter he FedExed soup to, couldn't find it in her heart to call him one last time. And Meghan, she released another statement, carefully worded, strategically timed, blaming him for his own death. Reminding the world that she tried, that she reached out, that she's the real victim. Because in Meghan Markle's world, there are no fathers, no families, no loyalty, only narrative, only branding, only the relentless pursuit of relevance, no matter the cost. And that cost, a dying father, discarded, erased, forgotten. The palace may have taken her titles, but Meghan Markle did something far worse. She took her father's last hope and replaced it with a press release. This is not speculation. This is not gossip. This is the documented truth of a statement released while a father fought for his life, and history will remember which one of them showed mercy. That's our report for today from Royal Daily Report, where we bring you the truth the mainstream media won't touch. What do you think? Does Meghan's statement show compassion, or is it the ultimate cold move? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you learned something new today, hit that subscribe button, like this video. Share it with your friends and family, because the only way we challenge the narrative is together. I'll see you in the next report. Until then, stay informed, stay critical, and never stop questioning what you're told. Royal Daily Report, signing off. See you soon.